Dan and Snoop Dogg were two police officers in the small town of Bedfordshire in the UK. They were known for their bravery and for always getting the job done no matter what. They were also known for their trusty canine partner Spike, who was actually a commando dragon dog. Despite the fact that Snoop Dogg was allowed to smoke weed on the job, thanks to the king's order, he was still a great officer, always ready to take on any challenge. And when a call came in about a dangerous criminal on the loose, Dan and Snoop Dogg knew they had to act quickly. They hopped into their police car, with Spike by their side, and drove to the scene. The criminal was hiding out in a rundown building on the outskirts of town, and he was armed and dangerous. Dan and Snoop Dogg cautiously approached the building, with Spike leading the way. The criminal opened fire, but Dan and Snoop Dogg were quick to return fire. Spike, being a commando dragon dog, was able to fly above the building and take the criminal by surprise, tackling him to the ground and allowing Dan to make the arrest. Their bravery had saved the town once again, but little did they know that even greater danger was lurking just around the corner. That's when they received word that the two most wanted hitmen in all of Bedfordshire, Baz and Eddie, were in the area. Dan and Snoop Dogg, with Spike by their side, quickly made their way to the scene. The hitmen had taken refuge on Dan's family farm, barricading themselves inside one of the barns. Dan and Snoop Dogg knew that they had to act quickly to bring them to justice. Despite his fear and the effects of the weed he had smoked on the job, Snoop Dogg was determined to do his part. He kept his wits about him and covered Dan as he moved in on the hitmen. A fierce gun battle ensued, with bullets flying everywhere. Dan took a shot to the arm, but he didn't let that stop him. He returned fire and managed to hit one of the hitmen, causing him to drop his gun. Spike, their trusty pet dragon dog, was quick to pounce and took the suspect down with his powerful jaws. The other hitman, now injured, tried to make a run for it, but Snoop Dogg wasn't going to let him get away. With precise aim, he shot the hitman in the leg, disabling him and allowing Dan to make the arrest. Dan and Snoop Dogg had once again saved the day in Bedfordshire, with Spike by their side. They had taken down the two most dangerous hitmen in the area, and the town was safer because of their bravery and determination. As they drove back to the station, Snoop Dogg couldn't help but reflect on the day's events. He knew that he had been scared at first, but he also knew that he had risen to the occasion and done his job as a police officer. And with Dan and Spike by his side, there was no challenge they couldn't overcome.
Nice one, Snoop Dogg. Nice one.